Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture.
All right, guys.
That didn't work out how I thought it was. I thought he was already recording.
Oh, technically, well, no.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead. You started.
Okay, well, I have a question for you, Xavier.
Yes.
Are you going to start listening to new music now that Rage Against the Machine is back
We
together?
already discussed this.
We have. Okay,
was that the
Boomer.
podcast I was not on?
No, you were here.
Refresh
I?
my
You
memory.
were
Yes.
I wasn't listening.
We discussed
Okay,
that.
Boomer.
That was funny. I called him the other thing. I kept getting those messages in the same chat. It wasn't
No,
getting any
they were
different.
two different chats.
There were two different chats.
I didn't have one. It kept going all in the same chat. The funny thing is, it happened to me the other day with Rob and my kids too.
Uh-huh.
I kept getting Rob's in two different chats, but we had switched him. No, I kept getting his in a different chat, but everybody else's was going through one. And so yours, I just kept getting it in the same one. So all I did was delete your chat, and then you texted back, and I got it all in the right one. And now that this guy's messages are green because he doesn't
Yeah.
do the iPhone life anymore.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I noticed right away. I'm like,
new.
Well,
so
that's fine. I don't know why it was doing that, but it was like
Yeah,
dude, I'm all getting them in the same chat. It's not doing anything different. So anyway,
because you didn't update.
did we
the
talk
new
about
iOS.
them Coachella? No, I have a new phone. Like it's all brand new.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
When that was the one that you weren't.
Oh,
here
okay.
for.
Okay.
Really didn't. I thought it was a good idea. How much are you going to charge for these tickets?
Oh, it's gonna be out the fucking ass.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
when
not
there might be a
very-
Oingo Boingo reunion now.
No, you're not gonna get it on
Yeah.
Oingo Boingo reunion. He's never
No,
gonna
but
do
just
it.
But he's going to do a
Stop.
set. He's going to do a set. I know he's going to do a
Well,
Oingo
yeah,
Boingo
but
set.
you won't get an
Oingo
Oingo
Boingo
Boingo reunion.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same shit as always. Overpriced, overhyped. Not our type of music. That's just the way that it is.
And you got to pay $2,000 for it.
Yeah. So not interested. Remember Carl Brothers? Not interested.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Anyway, what else is going on?
So I think we all saw like this little movie came out.
A little one. It was all right.
No,
The
well?
Irishman?
Oh.
I saw it. Did you guys see The Irishman?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Now
We
that
talked
one.
about
yeah,
that.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
talked
did.
about
That's
that
right.
last
Yeah. I did get to see it. So
What did
Too
you
long.
it was long. I mean,
it
was a long-
That's the first words out of everybody's mouth is like it was long.
long.
Oh, we're still
See-
talking about the Irishman, right?
yeah, we're still talking about The Irishman. Okay, which leads actually into Rise of Skywalker. So kind of like talking about how what did they rush it to? I keep hearing that they rushed it too much in the beginning. Was
Okay, so the first time we saw it, I've seen it 3 times now.
yeah.
So the first time we saw it, I thought the first 30 to 40 minutes were a little bit rushed, and then on subsequent viewings, big word. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
See, my argument was at 2.5 hours. If you add the time in to explain, maybe go a
Everything.
little bit more depth, you've got The Irishman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So you kind of got to just pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
and
You do.
I didn't have a problem with it at all.
And I did read somewhere there was consideration of making it 2 movies, and I'm like, you can't even do that because that.
Give me a director's cut.
Well, discuss that a little
defeats
bit.
the idea of the trilogy,
Yeah.
and it's a trilogy of trilogies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody that I talked to about it, I all told them the same thing. I would have no problem if this damn movie went 4 hours. Personally, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I could sit through it. I did Irishman pretty easy. It was something I actually want to see. If you can explain a lot, and even 3 and 3.5 hours, I would still probably sit
Well,
through
what was the Gettysburg movie? I watched that, and that was which one was the big
Glory.
Glory.
it. Glory.
That was like 4
Gangs in
hours.
New York.
No, it was Glory,
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Gangs
it
of New York was a
4
long
hours.
movie too.
It's over 3 hours, but I don't think it's 4 hours.
but it's still well over 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, but
3,
I mean,
3.5 maybe.
just give them intermission. That's all you need. Just give them an
The
intermission.
Godfather, the second
Yeah.
Godfather's.
Yeah.
That's like 3.5 hours. They put that on TV. It's like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
It's
commercials.
an all-day event.
Yeah.
But what's the one? Once Upon a Time in America, which is Sergio Leone's one of his final films. I think that's like a 6-hour cut.
Oh, shit.
Because I remember watching it like on New Year's Day one year, and like I went to the gym because it was New Year's Day. You got to make your New Year's resolution. And came back, took a nap, and it was still on. And like it only like not that much time had passed. I'm like, oh wait up, yeah, I can pick this up.
Like 2 things happen.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So Rise of Skywalker. Going back to that, I thought it was done well. There was a lot of story you had to tell in a short amount of time, and that you didn't want to make it to another movie or a 4-hour movie. So I understand why. And I thought I did a lot better than the Last Jedi. I personally liked it more. There were some things that we all would like to see as fans. Like I would like to have seen more Wedge and like or Wedge in an X-wing. That would have been fucking badass. That didn't happen. We saw John Williams make a little quick cameo, which I thought was cool. More explanation on Snoke. Like, okay, so was he like a total clone? Did like he created him to like just to be evil, or was it like he a person who existed before that the Emperor was able to take control of?
I've read all kinds of theories on that, and there's some fun ones. One theory I read says again he was a clone of Darth Plagueis.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought was fascinating. It was that idea that Palpatine killed him, but if he needs someone to help manipulate while he's behind the scenes, who's he going to pull up? He's going to pull up his former master, and he's going to let him kind of see and control. And if he has to trust anybody to train Kylo Ren, the person who trained him. Yeah. There's all these little things that's like, okay, it makes sense, but I don't know.
The person that cut the film, I read an interview with them today when they actually did the cutting of the film, and they said there was more explanation into that.
Right.
But they said, we can do that in just that one shot of all the Snokes and the cloning thing. Right. And just say, like, it's a clone created by Palpatine.
That's all
the story. Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be unanswered questions. We don't need to
give it more dialogue because they said one of the problems was that there's a lot of characters in this film, and you can't give all of them a bunch of screen time because you have to worry about things like runtime and stuff, and they wanted the movie to be about the three main heroes.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that's why Rose gets cut out a little bit because you can't give her what it is.
People were pissed about that.
Right, but they made sure.
There was more to that too.
They actually said, we made sure she was shown in the final battle a couple of times because it needs to show that she is a big deal to the Resistance coming out of The Last Jedi, but you can't give that time to all these characters.
Right.
So they did stuff visually that you have to catch things in the background and stuff to see that's the full story behind it, because that's not the story they're trying to tell. That's just what you want as a super big fan. I'm going to go off on a rant if you let me.
And then,
but yeah, so you got to have to do stuff for pacing.
Yeah.
And then I read about Rose too. A lot of her scenes were meant to be interactions with Leia.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
And that just the way the cuts were, the way that they had to adjust with that old footage, it didn't work right. It wasn't something that was going to make it look on-screen realistic. So, and that was one of my little tripes is every now and then it didn't feel 100% authentic.
Let's talk about that.
And it's going to be what it is.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I saw it for a third time 2 days ago. And that's what I said to our other brother. I was like, I can't figure out if I don't feel that, if I think it actually is seamless that she's in there, or if I feel like it doesn't belong there because I know she wasn't there. Because there are definite ways, like all of the dialogue goes with what she's saying, but the dialogue had to be changed, but
it was
what they had written around her. And there are very few scenes where she's actually shown with another character because of what you've got there. But to counterbalance that, I'm going to say little things I noticed on this last viewing were super, what do I say? They're super intentional, and they put it in the right spot. So, okay, spoilers. Tell you right now.
Yeah, it's been out for 2 weeks, and then by this will be up for another week.
You're not a real fan. Let's move on. The scene where Rey tells her, I'm going to go find the Wayfinder. I'm going to go find Exegol. And she says, no. You now know why. You know why she doesn't want her to do it, because she knows who she is.
Right.
Yeah.
There's another scene in there where they're all gathered around the camp trying to figure out what it is to do. And at some mention of the Emperor, Leia looks at Rey. She looks up and she looks at Rey. And it's like, there, it's right there. She freaking knows. She hinted at it in the whole movie. It was there. That scene is put there intentionally, and she looks at her. There's all these little clues that are dropped. I'm going to go do this. No, you aren't. Why? That's because you know. She gives her that hug. Never be afraid of who you are. It's all freaking right there in your face. Yeah. And it's like, how did I not catch that the first time that I saw the movie? But that's why it takes subsequent viewings to catch all this stuff, because it's there. Yeah. It's all this hidden stuff. And I'm going to go off on a rant for a second. I still maintain that I like this movie. I really do. I don't understand all the hate, and I still maintain if you don't like these sequels, you're not a real fan at all. You are not a real fan. You like old movies is what it is, because this told a big story, and all this shit, whether you think, oh, it wasn't planned out, it was weird. No, it's freaking there. If you go back and watch 7 and 8 now, you catch all kinds of little stuff that is like, okay, I think they had the big idea, but I think they let the directors do what they wanted to get to the big idea. And that's what it actually is.
Yeah.
That's why, you didn't catch on to like what all this is. There's all kinds of stuff. somebody had told me, I think it was on a Facebook post, because I went off on a rant on this too, and somebody told me, the guy on the radio said that it was good, but it was forgettable. He's not a fan.
Yeah.
If this movie was good but forgettable, you're not a fan.
I've talked to a couple fans. I talked to one guy. I said, hey, so when you go see the movie, you can see it like Thursday night. He's all, nah, I wasn't a fan of The Last Jedi, which is fine. We out of the ones that came out, we all agreed that The Last Jedi was the poorest of them. I said, so when are you gonna go see it? He's all, I'll go see it by the week, sometime during the weekend. So I said, when I saw him again on Monday, I said, so what you think? He goes, it was good. I really liked it. A lot of my friends that I've talked to all said the same thing. He goes, yeah, I didn't care for this one. I like this one a lot. He goes, this one was done a lot better. I thought they did a lot with it. Matt, I was talking with, he's all, yeah, they redeemed themselves. He goes,
and the other people didn't like about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
They're just, you're gonna have people just don't like certain things. Like I said, that's the poorest out of all.
There's people that don't like Episode 1.
Yeah,
people didn't like Return of the Jedi when it came out.
Yeah, that's true.
And now it's considered the Holy Trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand that. You'd be like, oh no, I hate this movie. It's complete shit.
No,
what was complete
that's Attack
shit?
of the Clones is complete shit.
yeah, that's just a fucking cartoon.
I won't even give you that. Like, yes, okay, it is the weakest of this trilogy. Attack of the Clones is probably the weakest of the prequels. But was it a bad? No, I'm sorry, it's Phantom Menace. But anyway,
Thank you.
Does it mean, in the whole story of everything, is it really that bad? No. It
Yeah,
took you where
like-
No,
it wanted to go.
Hayden
It was the
Christensen
weakest
is a very
story.
poor actor. Hayden Christensen is a very poor actor. He's very wooden. He has no emotions.
But isn't that what it was supposed to be?
You know he is coming back for the
Because
Obi-Wan series.
You
He
know,
is?
he was. You look at what he's supposed to turn into.
Okay, yeah, but I mean,
okay, I'm
but
just giving
he's
you
still
different
a
point of
bad
view.
actor.
Well, yeah, okay, I know he's not the greatest actor, but isn't that what it's supposed to be? I mean, because people were like, man, he's a whiny little bitch. He's supposed to be a whiny little bitch. Look at what he turns into. He turns into Vader. He's not supposed to be this like, oh, guys, everything's positive. We're going to be good. No, he's supposed to be a dick. Why? Because he's going to turn into the most ruthless person in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So then why do you write the Clone Wars where he's not that?
Because I think that's for kids. That was just for kids. Speaking of Clone Wars, by the way, did you know Clone Wars introduced Force healing in the Clone Wars?
Was it the Clone Wars?
Yeah, there's an episode where they go to a planet and it's like a mother and daughter son who are all Force sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter gave her life to save Ahsoka, but she needed a conduit, and the conduit was Anakin. But that concept was already introduced and is canon from years ago.
Yeah.
But that's why we realized why the Mandalorian dropped on Wednesday.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mandalorian dropped on Wednesday, so you could see that scene.
yeah,
To know that, okay, this is now part of canon because it was already introduced and stuff. That's the other thing, too, is like you got a bunch of people who shit on a lot of this stuff, but not that I read all the books, I really don't. But you could read, stuff is from comics, stuff is from books, stuff is from TV shows, the cartoons.
Right.
It's all there. So if you're not familiar with that stuff, of course you'd be like, how the fuck does the Force do that? Because you didn't watch all that stuff.
yeah.
I have this conversation with people at the shop when other guys who are Star Wars fans or people that aren't even familiar with this. I'll ask them, do you guys read the books at all? And I go, look, I'll be the first one to admit, I didn't read all of them. I got friends that have read
I've read
quite
some.
a few of them. You guys are generally the ones that I cite.
Yeah.
But I would always tell them, I go, dude, in high school, the required reading, I didn't read it. I read Star Wars books.
Yeah.
So I said that was what got me through. I know Han and Leia had twins.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that, in my opinion, that should have been the storyline that they should have went with.
Well, yeah, but when you do that, you want to give everything a direction, and we've had this conversation
Yeah.
before.
You wanna
give
surprise
everything a
people.
direction. You want to, and you
Yeah.
don't want. Yes, you do all that background stuff, but when you're making a movie, why limit yourself? Because then you got to go through all this and like, okay, we can't do that because of this. We can't do that because of this. It's like, no, that's why they did it. Like, let's wipe all this clean and let's just go what we want to go with these movies, and then everything else will tie in later.
Yeah,
Knowing this is the last of it.
I have no problem with any of it. It's but this is what I would bring up to the clients is you do know there's other stories. It's not just like what everybody sees
and it
in
all
the
ties
movies.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it all will like come around.
And
So that's why I like Disney taking it over because they can
they
open
have
it up.
one solid continuity.
Yeah.
I remember years ago this, and most of the stuff is now legends, but I had the it wasn't the encyclopedia, it was just like a guidebook. It was like a paperback book, and it had like from comic books to the children's stories, and had everything that was going in there.
The chronology?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a chronology. It was just like it was a different book, but it said the emperor had a son, and he had 3 eyes, and there was 2 people. There was one person who was really the emperor's son, or somebody that the emperor adopted as his son, and that he was raised. He had a son that was a hero of Luke Skywalker. So it kind of goes back to that, but they switch the sexes around. He's not a mutant with 3 eyes anymore. So they're bringing back stuff that are legends that people have forgotten.
Like Thrawn.
Yeah, like Thrawn.
Yeah. And that's one of the things you see somewhere. There's an article I was reading about the Secret Fourth trilogy.
Yeah.
And that has to do with Rebels. That has to do with Clone Wars. And I can't remember what the last one was. Resistance. There you go. And building those side stories and those pieces in there. You know, Ahsoka's been in damn near everything at this point.
Yeah.
She's been in Clone Wars. She's been in Rebels. She had her voice now in Rise of Skywalker.
So I guess that we could tell that she's dead now.
No, that Dave Filoni said we don't know yet.
Yeah, he hasn't given a definitive answer to that.
Yeah, as the creator. And
I keep trying to win everybody over on the idea to let me watch the Clone Wars at the shop. I want to watch the series, and I know I can watch it there because I got the time.
You own the damn shop.
Get them in Rebels
I
first.
know.
Quite honestly,
No, I know what you mean. Man.
Get them to watch Rebels first.
It's just like Megan's not into Star Wars. I honestly don't. Bailey's the only other person that I know for sure. Destiny's starting to get into it, but everybody else, it's
the thing with
the
Clone
struggle
Wars
bus.
is I like it, but it drags.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of filler
Yeah,
episodes.
there's
a lot of drag. With Rebels, it's a lot more quickly paced.
Yeah,
you can.
I mean, half the time I'm cutting hair. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing anyway, so I know I'm gonna miss a lot, but I really just want to start getting familiar with that storyline. The Blade, what is that?
The Dark Saber.
The Dark Saber.
Saber.
Yeah. So
you get that in Rebels too, and you get appearances by Vader. You get a lot of those characters. Some of the clone troopers come back in Rebels, and it's something that if you're trying to transition people into the non-core movie stuff, I think it's an easier bridge because Lando makes an appearance, Leia makes an appearance in Rebels.
In Rebels, yes.
Obi-Wan and Darth Maul make an appearance, and I'll just leave it at that.
Well, that's where it starts to explain stuff for Solo movie.
Yeah.
And next month we get the last season of Clone Wars. It comes out next month.
Oh wow!
See, and that's the thing.
How many seasons?
There are
7.
7, I think.
7 is going to be the last.
How many episodes per season?
20.
20?
Didn't it
I heard that it was a high number.
High. No, it was pretty high.
I always heard there were high numbers per season, so I know there's a lot of episodes.
It's only half an hour too, so they're an easy watch. But you
But
have to
20
be paying
minutes,
attention a little bit.
About 20
about
minutes when because no commercials.
Right.
So,
All on Disney Plus. You know what I liken it to is Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek fan. Never really have been. I watched the first movie, the remakes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a good movie. I watched it. Still didn't call myself a Star Trek fan. Started to watch the second one. I couldn't finish it. I couldn't even finish it.
One with Khan?
Yeah, I could not finish it.
Did J.J. Abrams do that one?
Yeah, I think
Yes, he did the first 2.
I couldn't watch it. What? Not a fan. Did I think it was crap? I did. What? I'm not a fan. There you go. Like, I know fans of Star Trek that were like, no, they were really good. Okay. I'll believe that from you because you're a fan of that. I'm not. The Next Generation, the original series, Deep Space Nine, whatever.
And I like the Next Generation.
Right. I'm
I
not a fan, so I'm like, I didn't like it, but I'm not a fan.
But it goes exactly what you're saying. That some people just don't like stuff.
Yeah.
It is because I tried when completely off topic, but when Atlanta came out, the Donald Glover series, because I love Donald Glover.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it, and it's not that it was bad. It was just I'm not familiar with the Southern hip hop culture, so I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah. See, I watched the Star Trek. I growing up because it was on. Like, it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like Star Wars. So I watched it. I enjoyed it growing up. I watched the movies. There's good movies and there's bad movies. Like, and it's funny. Like, all the even numbered movies are the good ones, and the odd numbered movies are done poorly.
Yeah, but nobody. You don't get the hate from that you do with Star Wars fans.
But part of that too comes with the culture of nowadays, with the internet and the instant access and Twitter and all that shit.
Trolls.
Yeah.
The trolls. In 1983, did you have people complaining about Return of the Jedi? Yeah,
you did.
But how much more vocal is it now that you can instantaneously say, I like this, I didn't like this didn't happen, this sucks, why didn't they fulfill my fantasy? Why wasn't Matt Smith in it like he was supposed to be? And all these things.
Yeah, there's actually, if you go back and look up, there's a interview with Gene Siskel. He was Gene Siskel, talking about Return of the Jedi. He's all like, yeah, I saw the critics preview, and then I saw like with a bunch of kids, and they're yelling and they're screaming and they're cheering for Return of the Jedi. And like this one guy's like, oh, it was poor, it was not done well. Over time, people's opinions on things change. Charlton Heston was in a movie that was directed by Orson Welles called A Touch of Evil, and it's mentioned in Ed Wood. He's all like, they want Charles Heston to play a Mexican. And when it came out, people didn't like it because, they're expecting Citizen Kane. Over time, it has become a classic as like one of considered up there with Citizen Kane from Orson Welles' films. So your things change over time. Well, I mean, we might look back and say like, oh yeah, I enjoyed this. I mean, hell, I remember going out of the theater of seeing The Phantom Menace, and I was like, oh my God, that was fantastic. I loved it.
Me too.
And now that I think back, I go, well, it wasn't as good as I thought.
It's good,
yeah.
but it drags.
A lot of dialogue. But then the original one is a lot of dialogue. People forget that. The original one is a lot of dialogue, and I've mentioned this on this podcast before, but to try to get people to watch episode 4, it's very hard for them because it's like, this is a very talky movie.
Yeah.
That's not how movies are made these days.
You know what, though? We have on here, too, some of the things that we caught, like, when they first went to that the first world, and they were having the festival, and it was like, and CTB goes, this festival only happens once every 42 years. So I turned to him immediately. I go, so you mean the last time it happened was 1977? Just those little Easter eggs like that. There was some fun ones. What else did you guys notice?
John Williams, which I mentioned before. I go, I think that's John Williams.
In what part?
The final battle.
Wasn't he like a bartender or something like that?
Yes, he was a bartender. Also the same-sex kiss, which like a lot of people hated all of a sudden.
I didn't have a problem with it. I just felt like it was forced. It all happened. It just was so like, I don't know. It just.
I think it would have been better if they would have at least showed them people interacting and then they kiss at the end. But you can't do that yet. Yeah,
put a little effort into it if you're going to do it.
I think it was we're going to make good on the fact that Poe and Finn didn't get the bromance that people wanted.
I didn't even know that was a thing until people started talking about it. I was like,
no, dude, as soon as Force Awakens came out, people were starting to ship them a little bit. They're like, they were really chummy.
Well,
Hold on. Oscar Isaac.
Isaac, yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, Finn had a romance in every different movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The first one was with Poe. The second one was with Rose. And this one, it was with Jana. Yeah.
Who still could be Lando's daughter.
Yep.
Right. That's the going theory.
So are you telling me Finn is very much Captain Jack Harkness of the Star Wars universe?
Yeah.
Now, did you guys, I didn't catch this one till later, Dash Rendar, which was in Shadows of the Empire book, his vehicle was in it.
The Outrider.
The Outrider was in it.
And it's not the first time the Outrider's been in it.
Yeah, it was also in episode 4.
It was in the special release cuts of episode 4.
Oh, yeah, that it was. 100%
and then
it was.
There was something else somebody said where they mentioned Rendar. Something like that, where they mentioned Dash Rendar in one of the scenes.
And there's also another one that Dengar, the bounty hunter, that was with Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. He's in that bar that they go to where they get the robot fix.
Oh, okay.
If you get the Visual Galaxy guide, there's a guy with like he's mostly robotic, and he's in there, and he has a name goes like it's like something like, but his name is very similar to Dengar. He could be somebody else, and I read it. I forget, just got to link it up.
I think some of that's intentional. I think some of it is just fans trying to.
Well, this one wasn't. Yeah. It is intentional because it was like amazing. The guy, but come on, some guy who's an obscure character in the background gets a mention in the visual guide.
I just got the dictionary yesterday too, so I have to play around with it a little bit. But a couple of pieces of dialogue were straight lifted from other movies.
Oh yeah,
100%.
The entire opening scene when they're going to Exegol and they're surprised that Palpatine's there, and he straight lifted from episode 3. Everything, the dark side is a path to many things people consider unnatural.
Yeah.
Did
you know that planet was Mustafar?
Yes.
That didn't come out until later.
Yeah, that was in the visual, huh?
Yeah, that's in the visual dictionary. Yeah,
that was, and the people that are fighting were the acolytes of Vader.
I kind of read over that page, didn't read it completely, but there's 2 different races on that planet. So I mean, yeah, they're just people left over. I still want to know who the people were. I guess Emperor's acolytes.
Yeah,
who the hell they were?
Sith acolytes.
Yeah,
that being an ancient Sith planet, I think they were just from the previous.
They're just talking about how many people there were.
But I guess too, so the visual dictionary does mention this, that there are obviously people devoted to the Sith, because whatever the Jedi Hunter's name was a Sith devotee. The guy who welds Kylo Ren's helmet back together, that's Sith alchemy that does it. The bond that's created from that stuff is specific. That guy believes in the Sith too, so it's all there. The Knights of Ren, they're Force sensitive. We weren't given much screen time with them, and I think they're going to get their own series. Watch, they're going to get a book, they're going to get a comic. The Knights of Ren are going to get something. Yeah, because they were mentioned too much and didn't really have a whole.
Actually, they already are. They're getting it as part of the Kylo Ren. There's like a mini series right now, comic series.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
they go into more detail of the destruction of the Jedi Temple and the school and everything.
Oh, okay. Did that start to come? Is that out already?
I believe it's just coming out still.
Ooh, should look for that.
So, we got fans already screaming they want the J.J. Abrams cut, which is like they said over 3 hours long.
Are they the same?
Does it even exist? Is the thing?
So there is I was watching this thing today on YouTube. There is a November cut that they showed, and I had some things in there that was taken out to make the pacing different, do that kind of stuff. Then there was a early December cut that was done, and then there was a theatrical release.
Okay,
but that's fairly common for
any
movie.
But they were saying like what they didn't want Disney, Lucasfilm. Now this is all take with a grain of salt. I don't know how true this is. There's people who are saying they were close to Lucasfilm. J.J. Abrams just signed a deal with Warner Brothers, and they were trying to steal his thunder, so to say. So that way, when it goes to Warner Brothers,
their interest.
Yeah, protecting their interest. Like, this is our property, and you're gonna go take another property over. So they're kind of like, no, we're gonna do this, and they're like, supposedly, and like I said, to take this with a grain of salt. J.J. Abrams said, like, this movie should say directed by Lucasfilm, not J.J. Abrams, because you guys have changed this so much.
Yeah, but I also read somewhere that it was actually to that film's benefit.
Yeah.
Like Disney's stepped in, and if Disney changed anything, it was actually to the film's benefit because we could have got more lens flare.
Yes. And like I said, the way they did it was paced well. I mean, yeah, there's more things we want to see. I'm happy with the film that we got as a result. Maybe if I saw a director's cut, I said like, okay, this is cool, but it's way too long. Like, remember the Lord of the Rings? Yeah, they were cool when they released it.
I don't know how you'd get I didn't watch any of the director's cuts. The film's already 3 hours long.
Yeah, and I mean, they released
they were going
them
to 4 hours.
Yeah, I have them, and I've never. The last one I never watched. I go, this thing is so long.
What about just who cares? Just release it. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out, or sell it. Sell it as a digital download. I would buy it just to say I have it. You'll get me for the $50 if you want to sell it.
I don't know if they'll do that anymore.
They
Because
don't have to.
They don't. No, they don't have to. Is the thing because Disney Plus.
Exactly. So
you don't have to sell that.
Just release it. You don't have just put it out there.
Then if that thing with JJ is true, you're just giving him more clout. So
yeah,
that's that happening. One of the things that I did hear that actually was cut from the film was more of an explanation as to why Palpatine is still alive. But they felt that like it just went off topic.
Yeah,
like this doesn't go anywhere. We're giving you what you want, which is like an explanation of this, but it doesn't go anywhere. So this just has to be cut, and that's true. That's necessary. Just like if it's just like, man, this doesn't go anywhere. I do that. We do that when kids write essays. I know I do all the time. I like this sentence. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. So it's got to be cut. Why? Because it doesn't fit the overall story you're trying to tell. Yeah. Even though the sentence is beautiful.
Same thing with the rumor now is that, for a long time, Matt Smith was attached to it.
Yeah.
Matt Smith, one of the doctors from Doctor Who. He was attached to be something in there, and they kept saying his role has some sort of connection to Palpatine and this and that. And by the end, he said he wasn't in it. And if you went through all the credits and everything, no, he was not part of this movie.
Well,
so a lot of people were thinking that originally the role of Rey's parents was supposed to be larger. And that he was supposed to be one of Rey's parents.
And if you would have explained Rey's parents more, the pacing wouldn't be right.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Just the little flashbacks is all you need to see, hey, this is happening.
Well, and again, that backs up what we said earlier about the Snoke thing. It's just, you can get in a background shot your explanation, and you don't have to waste the dialogue on that at the time. It's like, did I show you a visual? Here you go.
Picture says 1,000 words.
And I promise you, the first time you watch this film, you did the same as me, probably. You try to take the whole thing in. And it really was like, we left the theater. I know we're like, did you get emotional? Yeah, I did. I did get a little emotional. I got more emotional the second and third time that I watched it because I was actually paying attention to stuff now rather than just trying to take it all in. Because I originally left the theater when we all left, and I was like, I thought I'd be more emotional than that. 42 years worth of stuff, and all of a sudden it's like, it's over. I really thought it would be more emotional, and I was like, okay, I enjoyed the movie. The next time I watched it, I was like, oh, that scene where freaking Chewbacca cries, when Rob said yesterday, when Chewbacca cries, we all cry.
Yeah.
And it's like, like I felt that. Like,
Fuck,
yeah,
dude, when
that's true.
Chewbacca dies, we all cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew he wasn't dead. I knew he wasn't dead. I didn't cry at that part. But as soon as the general, she's gone, and he hit the ground, I was like, oh shit, it's over.
I mean,
Oh shit, what's out of my eye?
And the thing is, he didn't do that for Luke, and he didn't do that for Han.
No.
I think that was a more of, because of who it is. But now all my friends are gone.
Yeah.
All my friends are gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, they say it in there. He's 200 plus years old.
Yeah.
You know who has been his family for the last 40 years, 50
Yeah.
years.
And what's funny is that in the novels, he was the first one to die, and now he's the only one left.
The moon crushing him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was doing that. And Han never patched things up with his son because he was like, "You killed
Yeah, he
Chewbacca."
blamed him.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a break and we'll go back into more Star Wars news.
Stupid, sexy Mandalorian. Y'all got any more of those Mandalorian episodes?
I wish.
I'm buying this.
Yeah,
You're gonna
it's man, Mandalorian. I was excited for the premiere, and I was just as excited for the last episode, and sad that we don't get any more.
I'm going through withdrawals already. Gotta go watch the whole series.
I'm going to binge it.
I'm going to again. Yeah.
I'm just gonna binge this one. I want to see it like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody that I've talked to that's been kind of like holding out, they're asking me.
Wait, hold on. Why?
Some people didn't want to watch it
watch
until
the whole thing.
They
everything
want
was
to
out.
watch
Yeah.
it all at once.
No.
So
No.
everybody's into binging these days.
There's the two schools of thought, right? There's a lot of people that are canceling their Disney Plus because it's over, and there's a lot of people that have not signed up until now because they want to binge it.
Those first ones are peasants. It's $7 a month.
Yeah.
But
And it's
That's
totally
what I tell
worth it.
everybody. I'm
yeah,
like, you
those are
cheap
the same ones that
bastard.
go to Starbucks every day, but we're not going to Disney Plus for $7 a month.
Yeah.
All the other freaking.
Yeah, but they go to Starbucks
Really
every
good
day and they
contact.
figure out, I want a double espresso shot with extra milk, this and that, filled it up in a venti glass, so I only pay $2.25 as opposed to paying $7.50.
We still did it every day. 3 days you could have Disney Plus. Karen.
Karen.
Okay, boomer.
But
Did I tell you I got asked if I was a boomer? We talked about it last time?
no.
No.
Oh, yeah, no. I had a former kid message me and was like, can I see a question? I was like, go for it. Are you a boomer? The fuck old do you think I am? I was like,
You're
no.
60.
I'm like, my parents are boomers.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you realize boomers means there was a baby boom because all the soldiers came back from overseas and had babies. There was a boom of them. I'm like, no, I'm a child of a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. We think you and the boomers are crazy, millennial.
Yep.
No, but it's actually a weird thing, like, because you barely make Gen X, but like Rick, my brother, and like Danny, they're like, well, what are you guys? Because you're not millennials.
Yeah.
We're that border.
Yeah.
It's getting, there's a set of years on it. It's like through 83.
Yeah.
It's
For
set,
Gen
like,
X?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Because
Gen
before
X
I
is
remember
like,
it was like 77.
yeah.
Or I mean like 76. I'm like, oh shit, I just barely made it.
There's a rough set of dates like in there, and we still fit in like what's generally considered.
And
to
then
be Gen
they
X.
have that sub one now that's
Gen
like
Y.
Xennials or
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Or
Like I just told someone, now I'm the fucking Star Wars generation.
I'll tell you who is a boomer. Baby Yoda. He's
Oh,
50.
yeah.
He's 50.
Pulling it back in. I like
50.
it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh man, so there was so many great scenes and Easter eggs in that last episode. You know, we were talking about earlier about the idea of the Darksaber.
Yeah.
And that's going to be big
Yeah.
coming in because
I'm into it.
you were asking me too who was Moff Gideon. And I'm like,
Yep.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
But at this point, you can tell he was somebody who was going to be prominent
Yep.
during the Clone Wars with the purge of Mandalore. And the
which they
destruction of
said.
that.
They
Yeah.
said that in the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain what the Darksaber is, because there's a lot of people who are like, are still asking, what is that? What is that?
Okay, so the first Mandalorian that became a Jedi, he was from the Vizsla clan. And when he became a Jedi, he crafted that saber. It's the Darksaber. So it looks, if you look at it, it looks more
Like a sword.
traditional sword. It's black bladed as opposed to any other color. And then he was the only one who ever really wielded it. After he died, it ended up in the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
And then right before the Clone Wars, it was reclaimed by House of Isla, by his clan. And it became a symbol of leadership among the clan and the Death Watch, which was the group defending Mandalore. And those pieces, so it was a symbol of leadership. Later on in the Clone Wars, Darth Maul killed the man who wielded it. He took control of it. Later on in Rebels, Sabine Wren ended up getting control of it. So she kind of reunited the Mandalorians against the Empire again. And eventually she gave it to someone else. I can't remember who she gave it to help lead Mandalore. So at this point, it looks like Gideon got a hold of it during that final purge of Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because the people who saved Din were the Death Watch. They were the people who would have been in control of the Darksaber.
Okay.
So there is a really good possibility that he may be the last person who has right to claim that Darksaber.
Wow.
You know why people don't know any of this stuff?
Because they don't read?
Because they don't read and they don't watch the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Exactly what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Shit makes sense because you don't fucking watch anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's big and it's detailed, and that's kind of the simplest you can go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So when that first broke through there, I'm like, holy crap, that's the Darksaber.
Yeah. I saw it and I'm like, oh, that is not a lightsaber. What's that?
It is.
I don't know what that is. Rick, where is Rick? I need to text Rick. Christine's sitting next to me. She's like, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to text Rick. She goes, why? I go, I got to find out what this is. I don't know what this
It's
is.
like 11:45 at
Yeah.
night. You're waking me up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, you didn't answer me yesterday. I sent you. Yesterday. Rob had me send you a picture of that pin.
Oh,
He's
the
not gonna-
I
I
love
love you.
And I told Alicia yesterday, I go, what the fuck would he send this to me? What is he?
So I was with Rob. What about the other one? You didn't like the other one either.
No, that
How
one. I
about
didn't
Ray? Ray who? Ray Mysterio.
It doesn't matter what your name is. Oh, wait, never mind.
Did you see that? Did you see that meme I sent? Oh, I'll send you right now. Did you see it?
Yeah. I saw it.
No, I saw the other one with The Rock. She goes, I'm Ray. It doesn't matter what your name is. But it's going to be a long wait until we get.
It will be in
more
November of
Mandalorian.
next year, correct? That
Yeah.
season 2 comes out.
And they're saying there's going to be a lot of original trilogy characters. There's going to be some more in there.
I'm cool with that.
So let's put this into perspective then. Mando needs to find the family of a Force-sensitive person, a quote-unquote Jedi. This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. There's only one Jedi.
That's Ahsoka Tano.
Could be.
There is
But
rumors
it
that
says
there's going to do a
original
live
trilogy.
action one.
Original trilogy, so it could be he may end up having to interact with Luke. He may end up having to interact with Maz, trying to find Luke or find the Jedi.
There's a lot of stories there too.
Yeah,
Like, where did that medal come from? Was that Hans?
that's what they're saying.
Could be. No, because in the comics, again, he actually did get a medal. In the comics, he got a medal, and there was some scuffle at a planet he helped squash, and he gave it to one of the kids that helped him.
Oh, so the Galaxy's junk collector just managed to get it back.
Pretty much.
Hold on. Can we start calling Mondo Mando?
I'm good with that.
He actually asked me for Mondo's number the other day. I'm like, I'm just gonna start calling him Mando.
Mando. I'll start calling him Mando. Mando.
Hey, Mando. Yeah. I'm on this Armando stuff. It's Mando now.
Mando. Slab boots.
So who do you think is going to show up? Bounty hunters?
Dengar.
I think
Boba Fett.
I would love to see an appearance by Luke, but time-wise, that'd be really hard to do.
Yeah.
I think Maz would be a good way to go.
Alien. Had to be
Something
alien.
Like
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't be an original character.
It has to be
not
somebody
a main character.
or somebody behind a mask or something. You can kind of CGI or do something.
What's Jeremy Bullock doing these days?
Nothing. But it's not even him. It's who's the actor who did Django?
Oh,
Foxx?
Tamara Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost called him Tempura.
Unagi. You need to have Unagi if you want to get that right.
Jeez, who else could it be?
I don't know. You're gonna get people like. I mean, obviously we saw the Gamorreans are gonna be in there.
Yeah, the Gamorrean
That'll
guards.
be cool. The Gamorreans. It looks like their home planet type thing because they weren't wearing the guard outfits.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw somebody actually post, "This is what happens to Baby Yoda," and I'm like, okay, either that's sarcastic or you're just stupid. Like, really.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't figure it out because it wasn't a sarcastic group.
Yeah.
There are sarcastic groups
Yeah.
online for Disney stuff. And
So what were they trying to say?
That they don't know. They don't know anything.
They don't know anything. I think it was really they don't know
Yeah.
anything. This is what he turns into, and I was like, that's pretty sure it's a Gamorrean guard without the armor, but okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure too. Did you watch that video I posted?
Which one?
It was Baby Yoda executing Order 66.
Yes.
Oh,
thing was
no,
cool.
I forgot.
So awesome.
That was really cool.
Hey, I was gonna you posted that Babu Frick song. Do they have a Baby Yoda song too?
Baby Yoda, baby Yoda. That's
they
a
do?
TikTok one.
Is that
It's a
the
TikTok one.
Oh, TikTok one. No, this one is like how you came into my life and like I'm with you, I'll care for you and stuff like that. It's pretty funny.
I
I'll
feel like
play
I've seen it.
right
but
about
yeah.
here. Okay.
So I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to be from the original trilogy in season 2. But speaking of original trilogy, Abrams wants to see the theatrical cut re-released.
Yes. And Disney told him no.
Weren't we just talking about that at Christmas though?
Yeah.
Don't we talk about that every year?
No, but we were talking about at Christmas how he actually watched the theatrical cuts.
Oh, yeah,
originally,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like they were terrible.
Yeah. The
effects and things.
Yeah. Not the effects. It was just it looked digitized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't I mention that one of the kids that works for me,
Uh-huh.
he watched all the Star Wars movies, and first of all, he did wrong because he watched them in
1, 2, 3
number order,
chronological.
and he's like, oh, I really liked them all, and he's like, I liked 1, 2, and 3, then I got to 4. He's like, and I noticed that like. He's like, I remember you saying after that this I should have watched it like this. He's like, because the special effects were noticeably so not good.
Oh, yeah.
As compared to what we were seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I told you not to do that. But then you ruined some stuff too. You ruined surprises that you catch it was supposed to
Yeah,
be.
somebody's like, well, why do you watch in that order? Goes, because that was the original order that I saw him in.
Yeah.
I've tried watching them in the 1, 2, 3 order, and I just don't like it.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's too hard. We need to create a machete cut. I know you've talked about it before.
Yeah.
I think we all need to come up with a machete cut and just put it out there.
Hold on, give us a listen for a sec.
Look into his eyes. Now tell me how you feel inside. Alright. In my eyes, they tear up every time. On my time. Look. And here's why. I never thought that I'd be so caught up in this guy. Why does this little green baby got me so mesmerized? I don't know why. He's so cute, I think that I might die. His ear could poke me in the eye, but I don't think I'm mine. He can just sit there peaceful like my heart is sore. And he got lucky with his babysitter Mandalorian. And I know he's got the force, cause all by his little self. Took the internet by storm, I need his figure on my shelf. He can sit there and do nothing, he's still so relatable. And he's cuter than a button, I guess that cute is his label. I think now I want kids or something, but will they be adorable? They probably won't turn out green. My love, they be deplorable. His eyes.
Oh God.
It's cute.
All right, so Disney Plus removes content.
Yeah, what are they taking off?
They took off Home Alone 2,
Good riddance.
Sandlot.
The
Care less.
Sandlot.
Did you hear why?
No, what?
It's simple. People are making a big deal. It's nothing. When they did all this, you got to realize that every property like that, it has licensing deals with other channels.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
Licensing's up.
The licensing is up for them because like Stars has the rights to show The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So the I haven't noticed this because I haven't watched Force Awakens on Disney Plus. I watched it on TV, but apparently there's a Stars logo like on the title screen.
Okay.
When it goes, so that's there. Home Alone is like AMC. Home Alone 2 is AMC. Nobody
Yeah.
watches Home Alone 3, so that's on Disney
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah. the Pirates of the Caribbean must be on something else. The same way The Last Jedi just got added to Disney.
Yeah,
Plus
because it was on Netflix.
It had Netflix. So some of the movies that are there too, you're going to see more of them disappear because Netflix has deals from this year to this year. That's upcoming. So you're going to see that.
Yeah, and then that's exactly what happens. But people are like, "Oh my God, I can't watch Home Alone again." I'm like, "You should have watched it like 4 days ago."
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should have watched Home Alone at Christmas time. But anyway.
You know, and I hate to bring it up, but that's another reason that I still buy physical content.
Yeah.
I still buy Blu-rays and things like that of things I really, really want for that reason.
Yeah.
I don't want it to I want to watch it when I want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting away from that. I don't buy as many DVDs anymore. I still haven't bought Avengers Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably buy that in the next coming year. And I mean, I'll definitely buy The Rise of Skywalker when it comes out on Blu-ray. And that's just to complete my set that I have. Too many copies of it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But that's kind of the way that it goes now, because, you know, Friends came off of Netflix January 1st, and people were like, Friends is gone! Why didn't I get noticed? You had notice. In fact, they already tried to do it once.
Mm-hmm.
And
you had an extra year.
You had an extra year on it, so
I've
you're
got
okay.
I've got the DVD box set in my
I'm pretty sure they
spare
show
room,
Friends
so-
on TBS like every night, so you're fine.
on TBS, on Paramount Network, on
Yeah, you're there. You can find it.
Nick at Night, and every fucking channel has it.
It's like with me, it's like Seinfeld. Like I got burned out on Seinfeld because I used to watch it like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And then I said, like, I got to stop watching it. So then it came back on TBS or wherever it's at. Like, so every time, once in a while, I catch an episode, like, oh my God, I forgot how funny this show
It's
is.
amusing, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a binge watcher. Like, because I binge watched Sons of Anarchy one time, and I just remember sitting in front of the TV for 8 hours and just like how lethargic I felt. So, like when things come out, I'll watch 2 episodes, and that's like it for the day, because I understand like I need to get up and do something else besides just watching television for 8 hours.
I actually had somebody go through. Have you watched Mayans?
No.
I actually had one of the kids go through and watch Mayans, which is good too. You know, there's 2 seasons now that are done, but I was talking to them about that, and I think they're going to go through and watch Sons of Anarchy now, because I had said something about it, and then she told me like, I went and watched an episode of the Mayans, and I was like, yeah, what'd you think? She's like, I thought it was really good. I'm like, and the guy's cute, huh? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, it's easy to watch. I'm like, you'll like Jax too, so maybe you should think about Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, binge watching for me is like maybe 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
3 hours max.
Yeah,
By
I
the
just
time
got
I'm
through
like,
binge.
yeah.
I lost all the stuff on my DVR, so I just finished Arrow, last season's Arrow.
Oh, I haven't watched
I watched
any
it
of
in
that.
about 3-4 days. I watched the entire season, 22 episodes, about 40 minutes apiece.
Yeah, so that's about 4 in a row, 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah, now I got to watch The Flash and catch up with all that.
See, I did that with Doctor Who, because the new season just started with that.
Yeah, matter of fact, I lost the last season of that, the first with the female doctor.
Yeah.
And they just showed it on BBC, so I recorded
So that's
all
what I
those
did. I
too.
recorded all. I'm about halfway through that now, in about 3 days.
So I'll catch up.
Yeah, I just binge watch Rogan. I gotta binge watch like or like I wake up sometimes, like I'll wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning with my normal wake up time. It's like, what am I gonna put on? I go, let's fucking put on this Rogan. I'll fall back asleep.
How much do you watch of that? Since it's like 3 hours apiece.
I just watch when I'm sleeping. I wake up like at 8, 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, and like, you know, I watch in and out of it. I'm not really paying attention.
Sure, yeah. It's long.
Yeah.
Right, that's why I don't.
You know, but a lot of them
it's
have been
back to
cut
music.
down though. A lot of them now are like about an hour and a half. But what he's doing is he's doing like 3 or 4 of them a day, but each one's only about like an hour and a half long.
Oh, good. I mean,
Yeah.
you bank him. You got for whatever, because he's eventually going to go out on tour or something like that.
Oh, he's in Utah right now fishing.
Yeah.
We got a bunch
People-
banked.
The only one that he did was long was the sober October follow up.
How long was that? Because
I think it was
Alex
like
Jones was pretty long, and
Well, I mean, the brand new ones, which is like so that came out the last week, 2 weeks, and that was maybe 2.5, 3 hours long. But that's when he has all his buddies around too, so like they're just gonna talk shit the whole time.
so I just saw something that the Alex Jones podcast was the most downloaded podcast of 2019
Oh,
for
wow.
Rogan. And I think that one was like 4 hours long. The Kevin Smith one was 4 hours
Yeah.
long too. That was one of the most popular ones too.
That doesn't surprise me. Both those guys can talk.
Yeah.
Remember, I went to Comic-Con and I walked out on Kevin Smith because George and I were starving. It had already been 2.5 hours.
Oh shit. Yeah, just listening to them talk. I mean, they went into this whole rant about their dogs, and I think everybody in the barbershop was crying. It was pretty funny. I just started putting on inside the shop. Speaking of long form, like UFC Fight Pass has like a channel, like a live, like 24 stream channel. So it's just their channel. And I just put that on the other day, and we just let that play. That was pretty cool. That just filled like a bunch of time. I do want to start watching a lot of these series though at the shop. It's something I think everybody could watch.
Do you ever go to King of the Cage?
I've never been, but I mean, like I've seen them on like YouTube and stuff like that. I've never been to one though. I've been to something like that.
San Bernardino, right?
California Extreme Fighting in Burbank. They do it at the Burbank like Marriott, like in their convention center. So I've been to that with JR. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Have you been to a King of the Cage before?
No. I know somebody who went to some like one of the local Ultimate Fighting or MMA, excuse me, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that was cool," but I don't remember which one it was. And I remember seeing like I think one of the casinos who does King of the Cage.
There's a guy that trains with us who does Muay Thai, but I believe he actually has done a few MMA fights.
Yeah.
I've never seen him fight though before. I wonder if he might have something on YouTube. I should look. But that's the only person I've ever like really encountered. The closest I got to someone who's done MMA.
Hey, did you see AEW has a hold on the Toyota Arena in May?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
AEW?
AEW I meant to ask you guys about that. Yeah, because they they don't have a date yet, but it's in May.
Hey, you still want to get the suite?
I want to get a suite.
Watch it be during Punk Rock Bowling, dude. Fucking watch it be during.
I'm not planning on going to Punk Rock Bowling.
What's that?
I'm not planning on going to Punk Rock Bowling.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I thought you were.
No. I
what we
wanted
talked
to.
about.
I wanted to, but no. If I got to compete with this, I'll go to this.
I'll do
Hey,
that, dude.
so here's the thing. I got a guy at work. He goes to like all these wrestling events. He's gone like by himself.
Right.
Like because like
Yeah. We've talked about this.
So, I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna go to AEW. He goes, oh, you want to sit with me? And go, no, fuck you. I'm getting a fucking suite, dude. And then when he's there, I go, hey, where are you at? He goes, oh, I'm here. I goes, oh, who you with? Oh, I'm in a fucking suite, dude.
So what I would like to do is I would like for us to get a suite, and I know it's going to be a little bit more pricey, but you know what? I think we can all. If we all pitch in, we can afford it. It's not. It's
well,
not
like I said,
bad.
ringside seats or near the ringside for all the dates have been running back east have been about $85 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a little bit above $100 to do that, might be kind of worth it. We've all been in the Toyota Arena, right?
Yeah.
Size
I've worked
wise,
there.
like, dude, yeah.
Great seats no matter where you were at.
Right. Yeah, but having a suite would be even better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little bit more.
I've been in a suite before for a hockey game. I know the view's great. I've stood right where the suites are when I'm watching a WWE event, and it's like,
the only thing I don't like about that is I feel like there's too much space on the floor when they do the WWE events, because the ring seems to be more towards the stage. The ramp should be a little longer. It should be more in the middle of the.
Yeah, it's a little bit off center.
It's off center.
Yeah,
and that's WWE though. Who knows what AEW's?
I still want to see that golf cart thing they had like in the WrestleMania 3.
But they didn't do that for WrestleMania. What was it, 33 or 32?
No, it was that long ass
where it
ramp.
was like a quarter-mile ramp or something.
Who ran down that and was all gassed by the time I got to the ring? I remember reading about somebody who was like, I was all freaking gassed by the time I got to the ring because I ran down there.
I know the Ultimate Warrior wanted to run down when he was at WrestleMania when they
right.
Had that,
I know for a fact. They're like, you're gonna get gassed, dude. Like that's a long ass run.
Just I fucking want to do it.
Yeah.
And then shake the ropes.
Well, that was another thing I started getting the guys into is AEW. But back to this AEW thing at the Toyota Center. So we're talking May, possibly?
No, they had already announced it was going to be in May.
Shoot.
They just haven't given a date.
They're doing a California date in May for sure. That's pretty much a lock. They're not sure 100% where.
Uh-huh.
There are reports that they have put a hold on the Toyota Arena for May, but they don't have a firm date for anything yet.
We know it's got to be a Wednesday.
It's a little bit too far out.
I'm good with that.
Because I mean, they're announcing them about 2 months out, 3 months out right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They probably know. It's just the whole. It's the paperwork and
Sure.
And they don't want to have anything officially announced.
But let's put this into perspective too. May is also about the time they would do Double or Nothing.
Oh, you think this would be the last swing?
Do you think it'd either be the last?
It'd be the last one or the one after,
or could it be Double or Nothing?
Yeah, No, it wouldn't be double.
You don't think?
No,
No,
'cause
I think they would do that in
I
Vegas.
think they're gonna do. I think their plan is to do their pay-per-views in the same city.
Okay.
Definitely Double or Nothing in Vegas, and then maybe not because I know Double or Nothing is definitely in Vegas. Excuse me. And the first show of the year is always going to be in Jacksonville.
That makes sense.
Do you think they could do Staples Center?
No,
Not yet.
Not yet.
no, too big.
How big is Staples Center?
30,000.
Yeah, 30. Yeah,
For basketball.
above 25
Okay.
for sure.
'Cause Toyota's
So
about 10, if I remember.
Toyota's
if I
about
read right.
10. You could
You
do
cut out space for your back line and everything. That's
That's a good number for them because you couldn't do the Forum. The Forum is too big. The Honda Center is the Honda Center is too big. Honda Center for a concert is 25. Honda Center for a concert is about 25.
Toyota Center packed 15,000 for Vicente Fernandez and Metallica. They packed them in like rats. And I don't think you would be packing them in like rats.
So
either.
you're going to do 10 to 12. If you could do 10 to 12. 10 is a good number for them.
It is.
They've been running 10 to 15
Yeah.
thousand seat arenas and selling them out. So that's a perfect size for them right now until they decide to grow. No place else is too big.
That's going to sell fast,
Bank
though,
of
too.
California. The Bank of California is
Way too big.
way too big. That's about 25,000 too.
Yeah.
You know,
Honda Center is about the same as too big. Long Beach Arena. The Long Beach Arena.
Did they
for
have
a
New Japan there?
No. It was at the convention center.
Okay.
Long Beach Arena
Pyramid.
is about
the Pyramid.
13 for a concert.
yeah,
So that
Pyramid.
the Pyramid is like 7. It's a little on the small side. They could do better than the Pyramid. Yeah, dude, Toyota is like perfect.
It seems like the ideal location.
Yeah.
So I'll
based
call,
on production too, TV production, because you're limited. You're limited in the Pyramid at what you can pull off as far as production.
Okay.
You don't. I don't think you have that at the Toyota. You got more room
Right.
because they're used to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen SmackDown there, so.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. I'll call the arena and find out what the price is
So you
for.
still got some
And
peoples
let-
over there.
And
for
let me know.
Nah, you just call it just general. It's all the same information. It's
Let me
nothing-
know. I
nothing
may
special.
end up with 4, though, because my kids will want to go.
Ooh, Rick's gonna drop
I'm going to drop
Ooh.
a K.
yeah.
We dropping deuces here. I like it. I like it.
We're selling a lot of blood. Like
Hey,
Al Bundy.
since we're on wrestling,
Payment
He's
plans.
selling that sweet ass of his.
since we're on wrestling, what's coming up for WWF or E? Excuse.
Royal Rumble's coming up, my man. It's the unofficial road to WrestleMania already.
You know who came up? Lars Sullivan.
I have that there.
That's dirty.
That's bad.
So I don't know
okay.
what's the fuck's going
So-
on.
I've been waiting for that guy to get fired for a long time, dude.
Lars Sullivan he's known as the Freak. He's big old,
He's a freak, all right.
big old crazy muscle guy, 300-pounder,
Uh-huh.
6-something, big guy. They were coming up and they were giving him the squashes and he was destroying people, this and that.
Yeah.
And he had ended up with an injury. Well, while all this was happening, he started having a bunch of controversy because a lot of his previous tweets, he was very, very racist.
Well,
Oh,
hold on.
wow.
He
Let
was
me preface
fans
it with
and he
this. All jokes I make are not homophobic. I just hate Lars Sullivan.
He was quoting lyrics from white power bands and
Oh,
things like
shit.
that. So it was a lot of stuff that was happening while all this was going on. Well, again, recently, it surfaced that he has done adult films.
What kind of adult films, Rick?
They are male and male.
Oh.
Brown
it
chicken, brown cow.
There's more money in it, bro.
Oh yeah,
More
for
money.
sure, for sure. It's
So
all right.
and
Hey.
you can tell. I mean, the evidence is there that there's similar tattoos in certain places
Yeah.
and things like that. So
a
it's
certain butt cheek looks a certain way.
Bro, it's
you're
him.
looking, dude.
Hey, I'll tell you something
Are you-
off the
are you
air.
Googling
You'll think it's funny.
It's him, dude.
That is
I've seen screenshots
hilarious.
from the
Yeah.
stuff. It's freaking him.
It's the tattoos, right?
It's the tattoos.
Yeah.
They're a dead giveaway. Yeah, 100%.
Well, they always say, man, you get those tattoos, you better think about what you do from here on out.
So
He was a
but the thing
wrestler,
is, I mean, he had plans. He was going to do a WrestleMania match with John Cena. They wanted to give him Brock Lesnar down the line. So this guy shot himself in the foot
Oh, my
multiple
God.
times.
I've been waiting for him to get fired though, dude, because I don't think he has a personality. No, he's done nothing.
So
He's
even
done
when he
nothing.
was doing all his squash matches, he was just
the best match,
it wasn't a big draw.
the best match he's ever had was the 6-person ladder match, the very first North American title match in NXT that Adam Cole won. That's the best match he's ever had. He's he's a Braun Strowman type guy that's just, gonna squash guys. The thing about him is he has a large vocabulary, so they were kind of pulled him on. This is the bully with a brain, kind of thing. But he hasn't done anything because every time something comes up, he either gets hurt or he bailed on his first thing. And this is, again, I'm making fun of him because I don't like him.
Yeah.
But not necessarily the things that he does. Like, it's whatever. He had an anxiety attack. He had panic attacks and was out when he was supposed to have the big main roster thing happen to him. He had an anxiety attack and he was out for months. So he just hasn't done anything. He doesn't deserve a shot. And then stuff keeps coming out about him that for anybody else would be like, okay, we're gonna have to let you go. Yeah. So like I've been waiting for that for a long time. It's like now future.
So endeavor. I mean, he should have probably gone with the racist tweets.
Yeah, I mean, they let Hulk Hogan go.
Yeah.
With the racist tweets for a little while. That's not to say he can't come back. Never say never in the WWE. But
I mean, and that was a big deal with Hulk Hogan.
It was a huge deal with Hulk Hogan. They cut contract with him. It was like, you're done for now. We'll let the heat die down and we'll see about it. But the guy legit hasn't done anything. He should go somewhere else and get back into shape and do his thing. And then if it's like, okay, I apologize. He did apologize to people after the race. I think he apologized to Booker T, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like, go take care of your shit. Get yourself better, back in shape, and straighten your freaking life out. And then, do something and maybe come back. But I've been waiting for him to get fired for a long time. And I don't know. If they haven't fired him already, it's not going to happen. They're just going to hope he's on the shelf long enough that everybody forgets. Mm-hmm. But China can't get into the Hall of Fame.
As a solo.
Damn shame. Shot. Damn shame.
Hey, so let's take a break, have a beer, and we'll talk about some music and some concerts you guys saw.
Sounds good.
Goes.
All right, it's time for a bottle share. We have the Founders Brewing Mas Agave. It's an Imperial Lime Gose style ale. It's brewed with agave and aged in tequila barrels. Rumor is it has a very margarita type taste to it. Once again, it's from Founders Brewing, which is in Michigan.
Ole.
Shout out to Kevin.
Kaisaki. I'm looking forward to this. I like margaritas.
Yeah.
And I like tequila.
Who doesn't?
Weirdos.
Who doesn't? Hey, Dan, so you and I got to go see an awesome show at the end of December.
We did?
Yes, we did.
All right.
Thank you, Dan, one more time for that ticket.
So you guys saw the Vandals Winter Formal?
Yes.
It was good.
It was an amazing show.
I told Dan yesterday. He missed out.
Did you tell George too?
No, I haven't. I haven't talked to George. I haven't talked to John. I'm gonna tell George he missed out.
He did miss out, man. So I mean, it's the Winter Formal, so they're gonna play their Christmas album, which they've been doing for what, 24 years now?
Yep.
Yeah.
24 years of playing that.
I was at the first one too. The first one at the Grove.
I think I was there too.
People went dressed up too.
This time?
Yeah, no, every year they go. We haven't been in a while, but people actually go dressed up. They wear
Yeah.
like those cheap ass, Christmas
Suits?
and stuff. People actually go dressed up. Like
Yeah,
it's a
because
little
we went to
formal.
I remember we went to one at the showcase.
Was the first one there?
No, it wasn't the first one, but it was an early one at the showcase. The album
Okay.
had already been out for like 2 or 3 years. So this
Okay.
would probably been like 97, 98.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. But they played that, and of course they played that. They played some of the. That's pretty much all they played, huh?
No, they played.
They played some other hits.
They played about another half an hour, 40 minutes of their regular stuff.
Yeah.
Because the Christmas album's only like half an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. Yeah, they played My Girlfriend's Dead and Anarchy Burger and a bunch of other stuff. I'll look up the set list, but it was good. They played a little over an hour, but about an hour, not quite an hour and a half.
Yeah.
About then. Warren does his little antics. So he didn't do a guitar solo.
No, he didn't, but he did the whole Elton John thing for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, he kicked over all kinds of shit on the stage. And it was funny because they had they had a bunch of props on the stage. They had blow up things and like from Beetlejuice, huh?
It was a mix. They had the Christmas stuff. They had the trees and they had the gifts and stuff there.
Yeah.
Where all the inflatables were Halloween ones.
Oh wow.
So it was the sandworm from Beetlejuice, that one
Yeah.
you sent me the
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
of, like that $200 one.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's
then
$200?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
$200.
Damn.
Then
It's nice to have that kind of cash.
oh, I know, huh?
Yeah.
But then the backdrop was the fireplace, and it was like
Yeah, at first
it was
their
kinda
backdrop
like
was
black
the-
metal-y.
Yeah, it was the backdrop was like a fireplace with their name on it, the Vandals, all nice. And then when they finished that set, that came down and it was it the old school logo? I remember
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of cool. Like
Oh,
it was
that's cool.
definite change in like, okay, now we're gonna play Vandals songs. I always get a kick out of it when Dave always says, "Okay, we're gonna play this song by the Vandals."
And
I think he says that all the time.
And it's a trip because Josh Freese was actually drumming. He doesn't get to do that very often anymore. for them.
Didn't he do it when we saw him at?
I mean, he makes a point to do it when they're in Orange County, of course.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
But he doesn't
Makes a
travel?
point.
Oh, but we're
I
spoiled.
don't even know if they tour anymore.
They don't very
No.
often.
We're spoiled.
We're very spoiled.
Why would you?
The-
You could play in
the-
Southern California, where your home base is, and like,
Right.
yeah,
And
but
they
good
all have other
following here.
jobs. They
Yeah.
all have other jobs. So
It's like Social Distortion. They never have to tour anymore. They play Orange County for 10 nights in a row and sell out every night.
Yeah, but Josh Freese is with everybody now. He's with Devo. He does stuff for Sting. So, I mean, just getting the time to schedule him in and say, hey, we're going to be here to do this. Can you do this? Is a big deal. You could tell Dave Quackenbush was like excited he was there.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
he
you-
kept going back.
he also is their normal drummer. Like that
Yeah.
is that is
Oh, I know
Josh
that.
Freese's
Yeah, yeah.
band. Yeah, like he doesn't even deny. Like, no, the Vandals is my band.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Cheers.
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 Cheers to margarita.
Yeah, it tastes like margarita. It smells like margarita too.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that is good.
refreshing.
Get a little bit of that.
What's the
Delicious.
content? What's so? What, you know what's the
10%.
specs?
10% ABV.
10%.
Let me see can I see the bottle? Yeah. That's a trip because
It's a
I wanted to
limited
taste the
release,
beer,
too.
but I wanted to taste the
How much is
margarita,
it?
And it tastes like both.
It's about $12 for the bottle.
Okay,
It wasn't terrible. Wasn't great, but not terrible. Definitely worth a
definitely.
special release.
Now,
Now, the best part of the show, though, was the Aquabats opened for him.
yeah.
And the Aquabats played an all-Cure set. They played two songs that were theirs. And when they played the two songs that
What
were
was the
theirs,
other song? Super Rad and what else?
wasn't it the one about the cats?
Oh no, I wasn't paying attention.
A cat with two heads.
No, it wasn't that one. It was another
Love,
cat one.
Love Cats is the
Cat.
Cure.
Yeah.
Oh, then never mind. They just played.
I think
that
they
one.
just played Super Rad. Yeah.
And they played Super Rad as if it was a Cure song,
It was freaking amazing.
which it wasn't Super Rad. It was super sad.
Yeah. I mean,
Which is
dude,
much
it was
more
it
Cure.
was dead on. Like if you didn't know, they came out dressed as the Aquabats. They had the rash guards and the
Yeah.
masks on, but then they had like
Then they put the Cure outfit on top
Christian.
of that.
Is it Christian, right? Is
Yeah.
it- yeah. Christian had like the
Robert
big
Smith
Robert
wig.
Smith wig
Yeah.
and like a gothy style jacket, and so did the rest of the band. And it was
and
just
the
like
typical white shirt that
Yeah.
Robert Smith would wear.
if you closed your eyes, it was a Cure. 100%. If you closed your eyes, it was a Cure.
It was that spot on the sound.
So my friend Andy, who's a huge Cure fan, the one who did our music, shout out to Andy.
Yeah.
He told me, I go, dude, did you hear about the Vandal show with the Aquabats? They played an all Cure show. He's all, I heard about it. I'm fucking mad that I didn't go. He's
what?
a huge Cure fan. I go, hey, like I'll send him messages. I go, hey, this Cure cover band's playing. He goes, oh, they're not good. You want to go see this one instead? Oh, you want to see these guys? I'm just like, what? I go, did you hear it? He goes, I heard it. It was good. They did a good job. I mean, he knows the Cure
Yeah,
really well.
I got some video that I need to post on my YouTube page.
There's quite a few videos I'm seeing here
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah, because it was like, dude, it was really good. Like we were surprised. I know what to expect. I was just like, I'm a Cure fan. Okay, cool. Let's say they thought they would do it like in their kind of style. I didn't expect to do that. At one point, I was telling Rick, how do you explain this to people? Like to go, what did you do? Well, I saw this band who's normally kind of a surfy, new wavy ska band. Who
Imagine
wears rash
Devo do
guard-
playing ska.
Yeah, who like wear matching rash guards and masks, dress up like a goth band. There's two guys in cat suits on stage who took off their heads and are now playing horns. And there's two big, huge black beach balls being tossed around in the pit. That's what I saw. They'll be like, what the fuck? It was
And one of the cats was Josh Feast's brother.
right. And yeah, I was just like, okay, yeah, it was just good. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I sent a video to my friend Fernando. So what's up, Fernando? And even him, I sent him a picture first, and he's like, I heard about that, Vato, have a good time. Then I sent him a video. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. He's all, it sounds so good. He's a huge, like, new wave kind of 80s fan, too. And it was just like, good Lord. I wish I would have gone, too. It was really freaking good. But then the Vandal set was, they're always fun, dude. They don't need to put anything new anymore.
So do you think the Aquabats will do a career as a cover band of The Cure?
Didn't your wife tell me they'd done it before?
She said she's heard of it before. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't never heard of that.
Now, so do these punks fuck up the venue?
No, they did not.
It wasn't at Denny's.
So
You know what? I will say they did a little bit because they started throwing all those Christmas presents in the crowd, and those are getting destroyed.
Oh yeah, that was funny because and then were just empty boxes. Like people open it and be like, ripped it open. There's nothing in here. Like fucking, it's a prop.
It wasn't even fully wrapped. It was
No,
like
it
one
was
side was
one
wrapped
side.
for the show, and then you
This
see
time
it,
it's just
like,
open.
what the heck?
He opens. It's like, what's this?
It's
He's
a
like,
Home Depot box.
what did he say? He opened one. He's like, oh my god, it's your thoughts and prayers.
As Dave Quackenbush is like sneaking inflatable whatever.
Yeah, he
into
was
there.
throwing shit in the box, dude. It was pretty funny.
so at my house, my dad has a Christmas trees, or excuse me, under the Christmas tree we have empty boxes because like he goes, yeah, you guys just want money, so I just get you a card. And goes, but yeah, we got some presents. It looks like we have presents under the tree.
What is that meme online where they say parents wrap empty boxes, and when kids being bad, throw it in the fire?
Yeah, I saw that.
Hold on, the only one I saw funnier than that, because you've seen that one. Anakin Skywalker has someone do one of those, but the best one I saw was Anakin Skywalker, where he's there. He had somebody superimposed a Christmas sweater on him. Have you seen this one?
No.
And it's like, show everybody what you got for Christmas. And he's holding up sand art. I was like, that's fucked up, dude.
Anyway, we're talking about that band Wacko, right?
Yes. So they had their whoever put on this show rented out a Denny's banquet room, and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna have music." Yeah, they said we're gonna have music. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they didn't tell them like they're gonna have a punk band there. So this is a hardcore band. No, I'm not. I haven't heard them yet. I was gonna listen to them. I said, "No, I don't need to." So they rented out a banquet room. Everybody started moshing. They fucked up the banquet room. Denny swears and goes like, "Oh, we just thought they're gonna play music in the background while they're having a dinner." So they caused damage to this room. It was like over like close to $2,000 worth of damage.
$2,000,
Yeah. So they were like, "Oh, the guy who booked the show was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to GoFundMe because I gotta pay Denny's back, and can you guys give me some money?" So like they were raising money, and Green Day said like, "You know what, dude, we'll give you $2,000 to cover the damage." So. Good for Green Day.
To them,
Yeah, but that's not much damage. Like $2,000.
Yeah.
When you're a
Fix some drywall.
when you're a 17-year-old kid trying to put on a show and be a promoter,
no.
You know who that reminded me? Remember that guy?
Dan?
No, Joe. No, Joe.
Oh yeah.
That guy from what was he managing? He was from San Bernardino,
Yeah.
and he was like renting out the Granada Theater for like was it Trauma Fest or Brain Damage
Oh
Fest?
good Lord, that was a fucking.
Yeah, and he was like, dude, and goes, we almost raised enough money so we could pay for the venue.
almost.
Like I remember, like somebody said, like, he's like maxed out his mom's credit cards, like trying to get punk shows going.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
We let in a bunch of people for fucking free.
yeah, like
I
us.
mean, that's we were with the band though,
Yeah.
legitimately. But that's what I heard, that he was letting people in, a bunch of people in for free. I was like,
Yeah.
he's never making any money.
You can't do that.
And then they stopped us at the doors. Like, it goes, dude, we just brought in the material. We're gonna watch this band, and then we're gonna bail.
Yeah.
Wow, that kind of wraps this up, doesn't it?
It sure does, Buttercup.
All Star Wars, all the time.
I dig it. You know, actually, this is going to be a good point of reference for even just like my customers, my clients, people that I talk to about Star Wars, that I can just send them to, like, you know, you guys listen to this podcast. You want to know what I think about it? Listen to this podcast.
Well, hopefully the next time we meet, I will have ridden Rise of the Resistance.
When are you going?
I have no idea.
I'm
I'm trying to figure that out.
I'm going January 12th.
January.
Cast preview.
Bitch.
Yeah. Suck it.
I got to go wait with the other freaking peasants.
Really?
With the peasants. What's that?
Because your lady said I could go.
What was that?
Your lady said
Yeah.
I could go instead of you.
We'd have to fight you for it.
I'm good with that.
He's going to heel hook me, man.
We might feel some pops. Someone might pass out, but that's okay. I'm good with that.
I'll be the referee. 'Cause nobody's gonna die. That's the thing. Nobody dies.
Oh. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'll have a review as well.
Nice. So I'll tell you what, next time we meet, I will have seen Mick Foley. He's doing his 20th anniversary tour for Have a Nice Day, his first book.
Awesome.
And I've got VIP tickets, so I get to meet and greet with Mick Foley.
That is awesome.
I'm excited.
You know where you should go before? Lux Buffet.
Ooh, I thought about that.
Where is this at again?
It's at the Ontario Improv.
Nice. Very nice.
I know.
Should go to
Excited.
GameWorks
I'm gonna rock my friggin' buffalo plaid red flannel.
and ask for a Shrek.
You know what I was thinking about the Shrek? I go, that's a lot like the fucking Yoda. Baby Yoda.
That GameWorks isn't there, dude.
Nope. It
There was
is
a joke,
Gonzo.
dude.
I've been long done.
It was a joke. What is that now? An Under Armour store?
Under Armour store.
Yeah.
Something like that.
See, they got like an Under Armour store right next to the Nike store.
Hey, somebody's got a birthday
that's
coming up.
dirty.
I wonder who.
I wonder who's got the birthday coming up.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah.
It's fucking everybody. There's so many people with birthdays in January.
Yeah, at when I went out for New Year's Eve,
Be
my
happy.
fiance's family, there was like 5 birthdays in that month, and everybody's marrying into the family. There's only one person who was born into the family. Everybody else is marrying in.
We should try to do, depending on Alicia's schedule, maybe we can do a lamppost again.
Oh yeah, that'd be
That'd
great.
be good. That'd be fun.
Mm.
Cool. Anybody else got anything big coming up?
I gotta go back to work.
Welcome back to reality.
Dear Soaker.
Nah, softball season's gonna start
Sucker.
again next month. So,
Ooh, fun.
yeah, that's it.
We just got tickets for that Alkaline Jew stuff. Alkaline Jew Bad Religion show.
When,
Hey,
is that, when is that again? In
Don't
March?
pitchers report in 2
March.
weeks? Don't pitchers report like in 2-3 weeks?
Usually 1st of February.
Yeah. So it's almost baseball season again.
Almost baseball season.
Another year without the World Series. I'm not gonna even like cut myself up
Okay,
this year.
so honest question. I'm trying to get this, and if this gets on the air, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Okay, shirt of the band you're gonna see. Is it taboo if I wear a Bad Religion shirt for their 30th anniversary to a show during their 40th anniversary?
No, because that means you've established yourself as a true fan. Like I always say, like if you're like seeing like a reunion tour or like an anniversary tour, it's okay to wear the shirt because like you still have that shirt and you've kept it for a long time. Like when I saw AFI one time at the House of Blues, I had answered that in Stay Fashionable shirt. People were like, "What the fuck?" So like, yeah, that's cool. But like, I mean, if you just bought the shirt and at the last tour and you're wearing it to the next tour, nah, not a good idea.
Because now everybody does that to Misfits shows. So.
Yeah, they've always done that.
So we want to thank Straight From the Grave for our music on this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. That's going to wrap us up for this time. Thank you. If you have any other content, any bands that want to send us music, you want to have it played on the podcast, we're happy to play it. If you have short films or anything you want us to review, anything you want us to check out, please contact us. You can email us at exocast@yahoo.com. We're on Instagram at exoculture. We're on Facebook at exocult. You can find us on Twitter at exocultcast. You can listen to Extraordinary Culture Podcast on iHeartRadio, Podomatic, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube. You can even ask your smart home device to play the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. That's going to be it for this time. I'm Rick for Dan, and Xavier. Have a good one.